How are you doing?
Fine, Roberto. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you very much for taking the time to
No
talk
problem.
with me about our performing human rights. Well, we have already done a project together a couple of years ago.
Yes, and it was a lot of fun. It was good. Very, very good.
Thank you. Thank you for contributing to
We
it.
still talk about it. We still talk about it.
Well, that's the objective of this type of work
Yes,
when we use form
yes.
theater. So, would you like to introduce yourself to us all, those few people that may not know you, and we take it from there. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Helen Gloria, and I am a founding member of Mujeres Unidas contra el SIDA, which is Women United Against AIDS. We formed this in 1994 on World AIDS Day. At that time, it was unfortunately a gay disease, and not a lot of straight women were getting it or straight men. But unfortunately, it did happen, and we had a small group of 4 people that started it. Four women. 2 of them were infected, and 2 were not. Their husbands were, and then our social worker. And we started it, and it just started getting bigger and bigger. We started adding the men because the men got jealous because they wanted to come with their wives or their partners, and so we allowed them to come. And we took a vote and we allowed it. But first, we ended up getting a lot of members at first of women, women that didn't go to support groups, other support groups, so they felt safe at home. We provided a safe environment. We always called it a safe haven for Mujeres. And that's how we started Mujeres. And we've been in since 1994. So the past year was our 25th anniversary. And in August of 90, I don't even remember. Anyway, almost 12 years ago, they decided that we needed, oh, no, liar, I'm sorry. In 2012, we decided that I had left for a little while because it had just gotten too much. We had so many losses. A lot of the women had passed on, and then the main person that was our social worker, she decided to go for her doctorate. So a lot of the women left the program then, and I left it too, because we felt like, well, she's not there. We don't have our anchor to hold us. And we were all like, a lot of us became very independent. A lot of us got very empowered. 2 of the ladies became social workers, which was outstanding, very proud of them. And I decided to leave for a year. In 2012, they called me and they said, we need you to come back. Mujeres is going crazy. There's not same leadership. It's not the same mission. And I thought, oh no, don't mess with our mission. This is our mission. So I went back, and I became the executive director. It's all volunteer, of course, but we have our board. And so I've been with them still since then. I never say that I left because I kind of with them all the time. I still attended groups and I still was in the office, but when that certain executive director before me, I didn't like the way she was running things. It wasn't the way Yolanda and I had started it. So we went ahead, and I did leave for a few moments, but then I'm back, and I've been back ever since. But right now, this COVID-19 has really affected us because right now we're not even able to pay our rent. I mean, we're very close to having to close, and I don't want that because, like I said, it's 25 years, and that's a long time. I have been infected with HIV since 1994, and that makes 25, same year as Mujeres, 25 years with it. In August, it'll be 26 years in August. So thank God I've been healthy. The only problems I do have, of course, is I'm a little overweight, and I also have diabetes. And that too, my sugars go up and down, and that's my fault because I love to eat. But other than that, I've never been in the hospital for anything related to the HIV. It's always been something else, broken leg or something. But we've been doing good. Other than right now, I'm worried about Mujeres because I don't want to have to close our doors. But we might have to, at least for a while, maybe until we can get some. We don't have any grants. We just wrote one a few months ago for COVID relief emergency fund, but that is only so we could start a virtual support group for people, because I've noticed in conversations with some of my clients, a lot of depression has come in because of being at home, not able to see our peers, see our people. So a lot of them have depression, and that's girls and guys. You know, they have their mental health has been impacted. You know, and they feel like they're not getting together with their friends. You know, we do the virtual talk, and I know there's another support group also that is doing it too. But it's, to me, I mean, it helps. It really does. I mean, I constantly check up on the people all the time. I'm always calling to see how you're doing. You need anything, you know. But then I'm also staying at home. People are bringing my groceries to me. So, you know, I'm there where I really don't want to go out right now. I'll go out if I have to go to the bank or something like that, but I've also been doing the telemedicine with my doctor. So that's really helped a lot. But a lot of these people don't have that. A lot of people are just being at home, and it's sad. And then especially with no money coming in, you know, that's sad. They were promised so many things, especially like, oh, you're going to get so much on unemployment, and a lot of them haven't even been able to file because they can't even get into the office or get a return back on calls and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
So what kind of service was Mujeres Unidas able to provide before COVID-19?
We did testing. We did focus groups. We did a lot of focus groups. Different companies would call us. A lot of the colleges would call us and ask us to come in and do focus groups or health fairs. We participated in those a lot, and now we're not able to. We also had people coming into the office that just needed to talk, or they have other problems that they wanted to talk to someone. Just a friendly face, that's all they want. And as far as that, we also have programs too, as far as we do train to teach your kids, to teach them to the parents, to teach their kids the basic stuff before they go to school, teaching them about HIV and stuff, how it's not contagious, how it's, you have to, the 3 ways that you can get it and stuff like that, and not to be afraid of hugging your peers and hugging your, and how to be sensitive to people that are positive. We try to teach that with the kids, but it's hard because, like I said, the schools won't let us go into their schools to talk to them. We just can't. They don't let us. So, and it starts in their elementaries. That's the problem. That they're having sex in elementary schools.
So the schools never allowed you or your organization to go and talk to the kids.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Now San Antonio AIDS Foundation does go. They do go to high schools, some certain high schools that they go to, but they're not allowed to mention certain things. Like they're not allowed to show you how to use a condom, and a lot of kids don't even know. Even in high school, they don't know how to use a condom. They don't know about female condoms. When we went to UTSA up in the big campus, I remember there was these girls that said, "I've never heard of a female condom. How do you put it on?" and stuff like that. So I give them pamphlets and everything, how to put them on and stuff like that, because like I told them, you can't count on the man wearing your partner wearing the condom. If you don't feel safe, put one on, but don't wear it at the same time. That's one thing too that we got to teach them, that they can't wear the condom at the same time. It's got to be either or.
So what is the profile of one of your clients, the people that you reached out to? You talked to them.
What is the what? I'm sorry. What is the what?
You said that the organization started to protect women and to inform women with HIV, and
Right.
then moved into also welcoming also the men. So now, in this moment, what is the profile of your clients, and do you have any stories to tell that you could tell us about these people and their lives?
Well, when we started Mujeres, it was basically for women only. But like I said, the men started getting jealous and they wanted to come. So right now, it's a lot of LGBT members that come. A lot of men come to Mujeres. a lot of them. And they come because they feel, I guess I'm their mother. They think they call me mom. And I'm kind of like, we're welcoming into our office and stuff. And I call them, check up on them. You know, a lot of these I met through Mujeres, and also through, I belong to the planning council. And I met a lot of them through our planning council. We also have an alliance called End HIV and Stigma Alliance. We participate in that too. So I've met a lot of them through that. But a lot of it is LGBTQ guys that have been rejected because they're gay, and then rejected again because they have HIV. And so some of them don't even have families. They are their family or their friends, you know, because they can't go home. And that's the saddest thing, because I was fortunate enough to have a good family and good support system. And all of them, they don't have that. They're not that lucky to have that. So we have to fill in for them, you know, for their families. And it makes them happy that they come and talk and stuff, anything. They talk about anything. Some stuff is shocking to me, you know, because I'm older and like, whoa, you know, but hey, I listen to them and they're comfortable with me. So sometimes too comfortable, but they, you know, they feel comfortable. And that's basically like, I had a woman tell me, well, we're supposed to just be women. I said, I couldn't keep it just with women, because women, as always, they take care of their partners, their kids, you know, they have other priorities. They put themselves and their health last, you know. They think, oh, I'm not going to go to support group because, you know, I gotta stay with my husband. I gotta take care of the kids and stuff. So there's a lot of barriers that keeps them away from, and some of them don't want to talk about it. Some of them have been positive for a long time, and there's some that are newly diagnosed. I had a woman come in that I met her at the clinic, and the daughter was so rude to me because I knew that she was if you're there, you're a patient of the clinic. And the lady was her mother, and she was with her. So I went up and I gave her my card, and I said, if you ever need to talk or, you know, attend one of our groups, you're welcome to. You should have seen Roberto, how rude that girl was. She was very rude. How dare you? How do you think I have it? And all this. You know, I said, okay. When you're ready, give me a call. Well, she threw the card and her mother picked it up. Well, next thing you know, the mother shows up, she calls and she shows up to the group, and she starts attending it. Her daughter never attended, but her mother did. So that's the kind of clientele we've had before, where parents go in. We had an older couple that their son was at SAFE for a very long time when they had hospice, and they had to find out that their son was gay and that he was on hospice and he was dying of AIDS. And that's like a double barrel for these parents, because the man was very macho. The lady, of course, loved her son regardless, but the husband was very macho. And so when he started coming to the groups, the son never attended. He passed away shortly after they found out. But it was weird because he started coming to the group, both of them, and he said that helped him so much, being able to communicate with these gay guys that were in our group. You know, knowing how they made him feel like family, and the hugging and everything, that he said he felt so much better. He learned a lot. And he felt that he was a failure to his son because he never was able to show his son that kind of love and acceptance, because by the time they got to him, he was already too sick. So I think that in itself is great, you know, because it changed his attitude. It really did.
So now it will change.
Mm-hmm.
Your relationship with your clients
Mm-hmm.
going to change, has already changed in this moment.
It's changed now because I can't see them. You know, I can't hold them. I can't hug them. I mean, to me, hugging is the best medicine, you know, and that's one thing that we talk about a lot. When are we going to be able to hug each other again? You know, we're always giving virtual hugs, but virtual hugs are nothing compared to a real hug, you know. So we do miss that. We do miss a lot, you know, that a lot. Because I'm afraid. Some of the guys still get together and they go play bingo and they have a little social hour, and they always want me to go, and I go, I can't go because, first of all, I'm positive like them, but I'm older and I have all these underlying other illnesses that I have that I don't want to get sick. Plus, I don't want to, you know, what if I have it and I don't even know I have it? You know, that's the thing. It scares me because there's a lot of them out there that have it, and there's no what do you call it, symptoms. You don't have any symptoms, so that scares me. So I stay home. My sister and I, we both stay home, and today was the first day I got out just to get a haircut. But I went to my friend's house and it was safe. We used our mask and everything. So, but it is scary. It is scary times right now, because you're afraid, and it's a fear that keeps you away from it.
So for those that do not know, can you tell us about the status of the cure? We know that there is no cure, but the medicine has found so
You're
many.
talking about HIV now?
HIV, yes.
Yes.
So could you, just inform us of the status of the cure and the medicines and, all we should know about HIV, AIDS, and.
Yeah. Well, I remember back when they were doing those trials that they were doing to get a they would, I think, give you a placebo and stuff like that. I don't think that worked anything because I don't know. To me, I've always known there's no cure, but it's like if you keep it undetectable, it's, even though it's not a cure, you feel better. I to me feel better that I'm undetectable because I know I can't give it to anyone else. But I always tell my people, wear condoms anyway. It doesn't matter. Even if it's just 1 or 2% that you might get it, wear a condom anyway, because you don't want to be that 1% or 2%.
Right.
So that's very important to still take care of yourself. But I don't think about the cure. I just sometimes with it though, it's even, I forget that I have it. I guess the only time I know I have it is when I go to the doctor and I do the blood work. And then they tell me, you're undetectable, and I'm happy, but I don't think of it constantly. I used to worry about it when I was taking 18 pills, at the time when I was taking 18 pills, you had to know you're positive. What the hell, this is not normal, 18 pills. But now that there's just one pill, oh no, you don't think about it. It's just a pill you take every day to stay healthy. And so I always say HIV is gonna kill me, diabetes is gonna kill me. If I'm not careful. So,
Okay. So
I don't dwell on the cure, but we do. I mean, it would be wonderful to have it. At least for the people coming in, the newly diagnosed people, because some of these newly diagnosed people, they don't take it serious. Oh, if I get infected, I'll just take a pill. No, it affects your life. It does. But now women can have babies. That's amazing to me. We had a woman that constantly was trying to get pregnant, and she ended up getting twins, and then she had another one. So she got 3 healthy kids. And the only one that's positive in that relationship is her. Her husband's not positive, or neither of the 3 kids. So that's amazing right there. I didn't think in the 80s or the 90s you would think about that happening. And now it does. Thank God.
So
I don't know if I answered your question, Roberto.
why do you think that when you told the story about the woman, the elderly woman with the daughter, why do you think the daughter reacted so negatively?
I think because she didn't want anybody to know, and I can relate to that. When I was first diagnosed, I was scared. I was scared to tell anybody because first you think of I thought my first thought when I got diagnosed was my parents. They were so old already, and they probably wouldn't even know what HIV or AIDS was at the time. So why are you gonna? And plus they also had my mom was real bad diabetic. My dad had a heart condition. Why am I going to tell them something like that and then maybe shorten their lives because they're going to be worried constantly? So I didn't do that. But I swear the day that they both died, I was like, okay, I'm ready. I went on TV and I went everywhere. I didn't care anymore. But before I did care because I was afraid that, neighbors are nosy. They come in and tell my mom something, so now it doesn't matter. I'm not ashamed of it. I never was ashamed. That's the thing. I was never ashamed. It's something that happened, so.
So when did you?
People look at me weird when I say that HIV was the best thing that ever happened to me because it made me get closer to God and to my family. So I know it's crazy for me to say that, but I believe it. I believe it. And I met these amazing people that I never would have met. never would have met any of them.
So what happened there that from being afraid of sharing your status, from there going to the TV and tell everybody,
Mhm.
what really happened there that made you make that choice?
When did I make the choice?
Yeah, I mean, what happened that when you made the choice to tell everybody that yeah,
Hmm.
HIV, and versus
I
when
It was after my parents were gone.
after.
After my parents were gone, yeah, and that I didn't care anymore who knew. My family all knew. So I remember going to New York shortly after that was our next trip. We had a conference there. I remember telling the taxi driver, and my friend Yolanda goes, "Why are you telling him?" Well, he asked me, so I'm never going to see him again. So after that, they would ask me to be on panels. They would ask me at the U.S. Conference on AIDS if I could speak, and I remember the very first time they asked me to speak, it was in 1995, and I had just like 1 year living with it. And I told him I couldn't do it. I could not do it because my parents were like, "Yeah, we're still alive," and there's no way.
Right,
But now it doesn't matter anymore. Now I can tell anybody. And there's a lot of people that can't. They're not there yet.
right. So when they don't they can't, as you said, it's because there is a stigma around
Oh, stigma plays a big part. Oh
and
yeah.
I remember during our research, the stigma was really heavy in the sense that people, it mostly was governed, was informed by the ignorance,
Hmm.
not people not knowing that no, this was.
People still think that you can get it by hugging somebody or drinking out of their glass. After all these years, they still feel that. you know they can't hug you or anything like that, and that's sad. That's sad, and that's ignorance because they don't want to know. There's like, it's not going to happen to me, and I'm sorry, but it might happen to you or someone you love. you know but the stigma plays a big part on it, and that affects your mental health. It really does, because you feel it when someone treats you bad. I went to the doctor one time, Robert. I don't know, do we still have time? I'm here talking and talking.
Please,
I
please.
went to I went to the gynecologist once. My doctor referred me because my pap smear had come back irregular. So they sent me to this other doctor that is an OBG, well-known OBG doctor here in town, but it wasn't within the system. So it was going to another office. So I got there and filled out all the paperwork and just waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally, they called me back. And the girl, first question she asked, "You have HIV? You don't look like you have HIV." I said, "Well, how am I supposed to look?" "Well, how did you get it?" At that time, that's another thing, is these doctors, not so much the doctors, well, now there's some doctors that ask you, the nurses, one of the first questions they ask you, if you go anywhere out of the system, "How did you get it?" And I used to think, why are they asking me that? But I would tell them, my late husband was a, well, we know what common law husband he was. He was an IV drug user, and I didn't find this out until we both got sick. That's when we found out. They asked him. He was in the hospital for 3 months before they diagnosed him with this.
Wow.
And so I always used to tell him, "Oh, I got it from my husband. I got it, this and that." And then one day I asked my doctor. I said, "Do I need to tell people how I got it?" He goes, "No, this is nobody's business." I said, "Well, all these years I've been telling everybody, no, Mary Helen, if you're not comfortable telling someone, just tell them, none of your business, or you don't want to say. So I started saying that I got it at Walmart or HEB. It was on special. So now they leave me alone. They leave me alone. But getting back to this story, I went to that gynecologist, and I waited and waited. Finally took me in, and all these questions this girl was asking me, and then she go, "Okay, I'll be right back." And then this other girl came with her, and it was like they were interviewed. I feel like I was being interviewed for a job. Well, am I going to see a doctor or what? "Oh yeah, he'll be with you." Okay. So then they put me in this other room waiting for the doctor. And then after waiting about another 20 minutes, the doctor comes in and he says, "Miss Gloria, why are you here?" I said, "My doctor referred me to you." I said, "Because I had a what is it they call it? I don't know, I can't think of it. Anyway, it was not it wasn't a normal pap smear, so they needed to get another, opinion. So he goes, yeah, but I don't understand why he would send you here. And again, I said, well, I don't know. I mean, guess he thinks you're a great doctor, and I needed to see you. I don't know. He goes, okay, I'll be back. So this whole time, nobody's asked me if I need a gown. Nobody's asked me to take my clothes off. Nothing. Okay, fine. So I waited. 10 minutes later, he comes back. He goes, well, we're going to go ahead. I can't get a hold of your doctor, but I'm going to have to talk to him. We'll have to reschedule you. So thank you. I go, that's it? He goes, yes. So I left. I called my doctor and I said, they didn't want to touch me because oh, you sure, man? I said, I felt exactly like that. I said, why would he not, do my pap smear? I mean, why? He kept asking me all these questions and how did I get it and all this stuff. I said, don't send me there. I don't want to go there. Oh, no, he's going to hear from me. So maybe a month later, Medicare sends you these things where they show you what they pay and what they don't pay. And there it is. They paid for a pap smear at this doctor's office.
Wait,
I go, wait a minute. They billed Medicare.
Wow.
Oh, I get on my phone. I'm an activist. I'm going to call. So I called and I told Medicare, I said, unless you're doing pap smears where you don't take your clothes off, then they gave me a pap smear, but I did not take my clothes off. So there's no, oh, really? This and that. I took information and they were going to call it fraud because it was fraud, So about 2 weeks later, I get a call from his office, from a nurse. And she told me, why did you report us? There was no need for you to report us. All you had to do was call over here. I said, no, y'all were rude to me. I said, you were making me wait forever, almost 2 hours before I could even see the doctor. I said, and then you have the nerve to bill Medicare? I had to report you. And boom, she hung up on me. That's the last time I heard from them. So I'm real careful when I ask people, when the doctor sent me to, I'll say, how are they? Are they going to be stigma involved there? Or is it, oh no, they're safe. So I like to know. And I always tell my clients too, if you ever go to a doctor where you feel stigmatized, you better tell me. You better tell me because we're going to get to the bottom of it. Because that's not supposed to happen. It's terrible.
No.
But it is stigma. Stigma is alive and well, unfortunately.
So what should we know in order to fight the stigma?
We're educating people. Right now, we have a lot of groups that we're putting together. And that's another thing, too, because I miss my ISHA, my End Stigma End HIV Alliance that my doctor is in charge of, And that's what I love about ISHA because it listens to us. We're the stakeholders. That's what they like to call us. Because without us, nothing about us without us. I always think that. I always say that. Because if it wasn't for us, some of these doctors wouldn't have a job, And some of these pharmacies wouldn't be open because of it, So she lets us be a part of this and lets us go out in the community and talk about it, And I love that. And right now it's hurting because we're doing the Zoom too. We're doing the Zoom meetings or we call in. And it's good that we have a lot of people involved. We still do, but it's hard to get into our little groups to discuss ways of fighting the stigma. But we've done a lot. We've done a lot in the years that we've been doing it. And I enjoy it. I really enjoy it.
So just to conclude here, your experience as an activist, how is your experience as an activist helping you cope with COVID-19, with this experience that we are having now? And how is it informing you? Because there may be some similarities here also in terms of some stigma related to misinformation when we talk about COVID-19.
I think right now what they're more interested in, and I'm talking about the government, they're more interested in getting everybody back to work. And I understand that. We do need to get back to work because there's a lot of people that have rent, they have bills. They have rent to pay, stuff like that. We really do. But it's like there's too many people dying. There's too many people getting infected. And I think they care more about the economy right now than they do about, people living with it. And it's like another form of what HIV, how the epidemic started at the beginning.
Right.
I feel like it's very relatable right now. It's very relatable. And so I constantly have to check on my clients to see how they're doing, because a lot of them are getting affected because they don't have money to pay their bills. Sure, they gave us the $1,200 and that didn't last too long, but we have to pay bills. We have to pay, our co-pays. Some of us are lucky that we get co-pays paid, but there's some that don't have any insurance at all. The undocumented that are on our clients too, they have no way. They have to come up with money somewhere or another by working. And where are they going to work if all the restaurants are closed? So that impacts everyone.
So any
I
thoughts?
don't know if I answered the question right.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you. So it's so wonderful that I want another one. Well, I have another question for you. So what do we need as a community to move to overcome this challenge that we have?
What do we need?
What do we need to do as a community in order to overcome the challenge we are having now with the COVID-19, the challenge that we had since the late 80s with the HIV and all the other related stigma and challenges that every community has?
I think we need more compassion from people. There's got to be more compassion and get educated about it. If you don't know about the COVID-19, ask questions, get educated. Of course, there's a lot of COVID that we don't know about, because you ask someone, oh, I don't know. And it's scary. It's scary that we, walking around with no symptoms, that scares me, because we don't know who has it and who doesn't. And then right now, I'm so grateful now that you're able to get tested without any symptoms, and the tests are free. Because from what I understand, the tests were expensive. And then you had to have an appointment, referral from a doctor and all that. How are you going to do that if you don't even get to see your doctor? So that's the hard part. And that's what's scaring a lot of people that but we need a lot of education, a lot of compassion to help people that are infected right now. So to me, that's very important.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mary Helen.
You're welcome. I hope I answered the right.
Yeah, no, there was, thank you for sharing your experience, and thank you for all the work that you're doing for our community. And let us know.
You have to be the voice. You have to always, I'll try to be the voice of the people that don't have a voice. You have to.
We'll do our best.
Even though sometimes my sister says I talk too much and I get into trouble too much.
You never talk.
If I see something wrong, I speak up.
Teach us how to do that. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Mary Helen. So I'll hopefully
Thank you, Roberto.
let us know if there is anything we can do to help you.
Okay.
Reach out to me and of course everybody else that we will come up.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.